which leads me back to Latitude, which we started talking about. You founded that with Sol Trujillo, one of the few Fortune 500 CEOs that's Latino or Latino descent. Can you tell us a little bit about the origin story, about the founding of Latitude, your partnership with Sol, and the similarities between that forward-looking idea that you had with NAHREP and now with Latitude?
Yeah, so it is quite a story. First of all, Sol is sort of a force of nature, as you know. He is the first US-born Latino to be the CEO of a Fortune 100 company when he was the CEO of US West Telecom. And he went on and led big companies both in Australia and in Europe afterwards. So really an incredible business leader and a resume that's unmatched. But in most recent years, he's been focused on what he describes as changing the narrative about the Latino community in the United States, that the perceptions don't match reality, that too many people believe that Latinos are actually a drag on our economy, when in fact the opposite is true. We're driving growth, we're driving home ownership numbers, we're driving small business formations, and we have the highest workforce participation of any other segment of our population. So Sol really wanted to get the world and the media and the CEOs of the biggest corporations in America to understand those data points. And he stumbled on our report, the State of Hispanic Homeownership Report. He loves data, he loved the report, and he had his team reach out to me, and he wanted me to come present at a Latino Donor Collaborative event that he was hosting in LA. And so, of course, I did that, and I had a chance to see Sol in action for the very first time. And there's not too many people who have his temerity and can do it with such eloquence as he can. And so I had a chance to finally meet him in person. And I told him, I said, what I saw on stage at this event, I've never seen before, Sol. But the only thing that I would say in terms of criticism is that instead of 100 people in the audience, there should be 5,000 people in the audience. And I invited him to come speak at a NAHREP event because I wanted him to see that NAHREP was a well-organized organization that was made up of some really terrific people. And he did, and he saw that firsthand. He invited me to his house to start to mastermind about this idea that we had to build something that sort of took a little bit of what he did and a little bit of what NAHREP was doing and brought it to scale. And that became Latitude, which is a showcase in some ways of what is the best and brightest within the Latino community in business, in entertainment, in media, in politics, in technology, and in small businesses. That was the sort of idea. And, Sol is, one of the few people who can get just about anybody to do things. And we had our first event in 2018. It was a big success. Even Jennifer Lopez dropped by and said hello. And a couple years later, we honored Emilio Estefan. He said, hey, this is incredible. I want to be a part of this. And so now it's Sol, Emilio, and myself who organize Latitude. And it's going to be our fourth event this fall. But we really feel that we're on to something great.
Well, it says a lot about you that you had the strength or the gumption, so to speak, to give Sol Trujillo constructive idea. But obviously the partnership is working, and what you've created with Sol is just tremendous. I'm a big fan.